Hi guys, my name is Dinelma Kwesera and welcome back to MindFeed, where we just talk about certain topics like mental health, depression, whatever that you're going through. We try to talk about it so that you do not kill yourself or commit suicide because of depression or any kind of mental health issues, alright? So I have a guest, I have a psychologist here. He's going to give himself a proper introduction.
Hi guys. So I'm a bit nervous. It's my first time being on camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm Takudzwa. I'm a psychologist by profession and by education. I work for the International Wellness Center under Dr. Dia, and yeah, that's pretty much it about myself.
You said you're a psychologist by profession and by what?
By profession, by education.
Oh, I like that. So what is a psychologist? You're explaining to someone that doesn't know. What is a psychologist?
Well, basically, from a layman perspective, a psychologist deals with the psyche. We deal with the mental framework of the individual. The mental framework, which is the self. What creates you? What makes the individual? What makes you you? That's the mood, the feelings, the mental, the physiological, and the physical also.
Okay, so what's the difference between a psychologist and a therapist?
A psychologist and a therapist. A psychologist is a therapist.
Okay.
But a psychologist deals with the self.
Okay.
We deal with a therapist. I can be a sociologist and be a therapist at the same time.
Okay. So let's talk about depression.
Yes.
Since you said you deal with that. Sometimes I feel like it's the rich people that go through depression and they nature it and they talk about it. Why is that so? Is it a disease that only the rich people go through, or how people ignore it?
Depression. First, there's a misconception between depression and stress.
Okay.
What most people go through is stress.
Okay.
Depression is actually clinically diagnosed. We have to sit down with you over a period of time, probe, investigate for over 6 months, literally, and then we diagnose a person with depression.
Okay.
Yes. But it's not diving into depression. Depression is not a rich person's. So, as you say, depression is not a rich person's condition.
Okay.
We all experience depression, either rich or poor. It's quite unfortunate that in our African or our Zimbabwean context, we do not really recognize depression. Based on cultural differences, if I can say that, or we don't really recognize depression.
Of course, because you mentioned that you have to be. It's something that you have to be diagnosed with.
Yeah.
For about 6 months.
Yes.
You will tell me something.
Stress.
So, ukana une depression for 2 weeks. What is it?
It's stress. You can't be. Just depression for 2 weeks. You can't be depressed for 2 weeks. You can't be depressed for 2 weeks. You don't just. Yeah. That's.
So how different is it besides kuti imwe diagnosis? What's the feeling that one gets when they're depressed?
Well, the feeling that one gets if I can differentiate it, with stress, it's all on emotional regulation. We all wake up on the wrong side of the bed. We all wake up in town to sangana in a traffic jam. Wakanonoka kwenda kubasa. Uvasangana kana nemapurisa mroad unotoita stress pakadaro. but you need to regulate your, it's an everyday thing. You need to regulate yourself emotionally on stress. And yet depression is actually a condition where your how can I say it? Your brain chemistry is misaligned. If I can go in a bit, the brain, the brain is an autonomous nervous system. Yes, there's the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system deals with moods, feelings, thoughts, like that. So there are certain chemicals that the brain secretes. Mainly these are the dopamine, serotonin, norepinephrine. So when character depression is occurring, panic, there's a balance in my chemicals I know secretary in the brain.
Okay.
So when one is being diagnosed with depression, there's an imbalance of those secretion of chemicals.
Okay.
Namely, there's an imbalance between the dopamine and the norepinephrine. The dopamine being the chemical that satisfies reward and pleasure, and the norepinephrine is the chemical that regulates the moods, feelings. Hormones what really downsteric. It means that there's more norepinephrine being secreted by the.
That's a lot.
I'm sorry about that. Yeah, but yeah, it's actually a whole science. There's actually a whole science involved.
Okay, so to mention a couple of celebrities so that people understand.
Yes.
I don't know if you know Ricky Rick.
Yeah.
But he died. He committed suicide.
Yes.
And he's not the only person. There's so many people committed suicide because they are depressed.
Yes.
Is it because the stress was long overdue, or it was depression?
Well, the example you gave me of celebrities now is a bit is a bit sensitive. I think if we say celebrities, I'd like to say it's induced depression rather by substance use and abuse.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not really familiar with how Ricky Rick committed suicide, right? But if I'm not mistaken, he also had substance abuse involved. Again, we go back to the whole brain chemistry. If you use substance, you alter the brain chemistry. So by alter brain chemistry, the brain is a muscle. It's a creature of habit, and so when you alter the brain, it's used to a certain stimuli to I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. It's a force of habit. Yeah, it's used to a certain stimuli. React in a certain way. So, in most cases, depression. I think depression is induced by introduction of certain stimuli in the brain, which reaches a certain point. Brain aichakwanisi ku-acta yega. We need an external stimuli kuti secrete certain chemicals. So in the case of Ricky Rick, it was substance-induced depression. We've used up so many substances, and for over a long period of time, the brain cells are actually paying out. So there's all issue my neurotransmitters, they're my neurons. I don't want to go into that, but it's substance-induced depression. After a certain time, those substances don't give you that certain pleasure you used to get from them, and you end up being depressed all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I think I understand that.
I think I didn't want to go in too deep.
All right. So, how can one fight and overcome depression after you've been diagnosed, which is rarely the case? But let's just say, how can one try to fight depression? Because I understand, since you mentioned depression, something that has to be diagnosed. How many of us have went to a doctor got into depression? Only a couple of people.
Only a couple of people, yeah.
So, how do you fight over stress?
Yes. How do you fight over stress? There are a couple of ways to fight over stress. We have meditation. But meditation works. Also depression. Meditation works on stress and depression.
Okay, and music?
Music, if it's calm music. There's, I don't know if, I've heard that asthma works. You've heard of asthma, right?
No.
Calming. One of the phones are the sound of the ocean.
I like that. I like sound, yeah.
In the rain, yeah. The sound of the whales.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's asthma, the ASMIR.
Okay.
It works. There's mindful meditation. There's breathing exercises. You can practice box breathing.
Okay.
Journaling.
Okay.
So support groups also work. The problem sheet is half solved. And there's also the use of the prescription medicine like antidepressants.
Okay. And then there's some people that say sex is a coping mechanism.
Yes.
Would it help with depression?
That's tricky.
Would it help?
That's a tricky one. From my understanding, sex as a coping mechanism does not help with depression. From my understanding, sex only, how can I say it? Sex is the same effect as taking a drug. Sorry. So using sex as a coping mechanism means that every time you get depressed, you turn to sex as a coping mechanism. So that means that you get addicted to sex.
Okay.
Which then becomes a problem.
Alright, I think I get the answer. So I asked a couple of people to ask you questions
Alright.
so that I understand what they want to know.
Good.
So the first question is, why can't I leave alcohol even if I know it's bad for me? Like the psychology behind it.
Alright. Well, okay, it's asking why can't he leave alcohol?
Even when he knows that it's bad for you. You know something is bad for you, but you keep on doing it. What's the psychology behind not leaving it?
Again, I go back to the issue. The brain work is a creature of habits. You've taken alcohol for so long, or for a certain period of time, or you've taken alcohol as a coping mechanism. Now you want to leave alcohol, but you get cravings, you get urges. Again, alcohol is actually a depressant. Okay. Yeah. So when you take alcohol, it manipulates the secretion of norepinephrine in the brain, which means when you take alcohol, if you stop taking alcohol, it doesn't mean the alcohol is out of the body. The alcohol, it's embedded in my fatty solubles in the body. So when you stop taking alcohol, without going through a process of detox, without going through a process of rehabilitation, there's always that lingering effect. There's still alcohol in your body. So, there's still alcohol in your fatty solubles. They still send a signal to brain via neurotransmitters and neurons. You could see, we're feeling, it's like a computer system type of thing. Could see, we send a signal to brain. You could see, tiny time, we can feel the alcohol in the body. Tiny time, we need a refill. Okay. But again, the brain can never tell itself that it's wrong. Yeah, upon brain, where we go to wrong. So it happens automatically. They can bring down no more. As soon as I didn't do that, so it's an automatic system. Just because there's still record of alcohol in your body, so you need to detox of all the toxic substances in the body, and then rehabilitate yourself into training the mind to leave the substance.
Alright. So with all of this knowledge that you have,
yes.
So you've never tasted alcohol?
I have. I don't want to lie. I have tasted alcohol. I don't want to lie. I don't want to lie. I have tasted alcohol. I have also tasted other substances. To be honest, I'm a recovering addict also.
Okay.
I have to say I'm a recovering addict also.
Were you that addicted, or you just had a couple of years and that's it?
I think there's no scale of measurement. There's no scale of measurement really. There's no scale of measurement. But yeah, I'm a recovering addict also. I've gone through my fair share of substances, if I can say the least. Yeah.
Alright. And did you have any regrets when you stopped using substances?
Did I have any regrets when I stopped? Yeah, you obviously have regrets. My biggest regret was the financial aspect. The money lost to the use of substances, of alcohol. I used to smoke also, so yeah. And then there's obviously, you lose so much time. Time is one commodity you can never get back. You can never get it back. Along the way, you also lose so many relations, familial, friends, intimate relationships also, through the substances again. So yeah, that's another regret. And also health-wise, you end up, your health really deteriorates by the constant use of substances. So yeah, that's one of the biggest regrets I have.
So who did you lose because of drugs? Do you have someone in particular?
I do have someone in particular. Well, I lost family relations. Like, my family relations weren't as good anymore because you end up just alienating yourself. One, you think that the whole world is against you, so you put yourself in a corner. Yeah, I think, yeah, I can safely say that.
So what was going on in your head when you're taking drugs? You think, oh, this is nice, I'm taking it because it's nice?
Well, for starters, it starts off as a recreational thing. That's how everything starts off. It's nice, let's do it. But in let me do this. It makes me feel good. Now the feel good factor, I want the feel good factor to happen every day.
Okay.
So you start doing it more consistently. As you become more consistent, the quantities you start upping the dosage. Because Papa time Jagwane 3 my beer. But now that I've been drinking 3 beers for the past 2 weeks, the system it kind of gets resilient to 3 beers, so I don't get the high. Yeah, I can't speak it. I don't feel the high, so I switched to maybe 5 beers. Now system is resilient to 5 beers. I switched to whiskey. I switched to spirits, and it just builds up and up till while I need to take a sip.
That's crazy. You have to take a sip.
Yeah. To function, because you reach a certain point where to do basic functions. Don't go to function and this is how I beer or something. Yeah.
But is it true though?
Good.
I can't do anything. This not
Yeah, there you go.
Is it really something that's there, or it's in your mind?
It's in your mind, but then the mind is used to that, so it's there.
Okay.
So there are chronic addicts. So the 2 types of addicts: the acute addicts and chronic addicts. Chronic addicts, their whole life revolves around the substance.
Okay.
So we need to tang out there. So if I'm not I don't want to run 1 or 2, because this is now to try and others even start shaking before they I don't know, sip the shakes go away. Yeah.
All right, and the other type of addict?
And the other type is the acute addict. The acute, chronic and acute. Acute are still functional. They take the substances, but they are still functional. The whole world does not revolve around the substances. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
This is the end of the episode. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll put the number somewhere there on the screen, so that if you have any questions to do with mental health, drugs and substance abuse, you can just ask, and then we ask the person that will be here on the chair, on the hot chair, then they answer the questions for us. Like he said, do not waste your time or your money on drugs.
Yes,
right?
yes. That's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
It's a living proof.
I'm a living testimony to that.
Alright, thank you. Goodbye.
Alright, cheers.